to another bi-weekly reading vlog. So I'm gonna be honest. Today is, what is today? Today is Saturday. I technically should have started this vlog on Wednesday, but I have been struggling a little bit the past few days. So if you don't know, so far in April, I've been participating in the Magical Readathon hosted by G from Book Roast, and this was meant to be week 3 of that, and it still might be, except I think I'm probably gonna end up combining the last 2 weeks into one vlog since I have barely filmed anything this week so far. So yeah, the past few days have just kind of been like not great mental health days for me, especially yesterday. I was just in a very weird funk. I was thinking, I kind of just went down this rabbit hole of like, everything is awful. Nobody cares about me. Nobody cares about my channel. Nobody cares about my videos. Why do I even do this? And today I'm feeling better. I got some nice messages from friends yesterday because I was whining on my close friend story. So thank you to anyone who sent me a nice message. And today I'm feeling better and it's gonna be a good day. I am going for brunch soon with my friend, and then we're gonna hang out at her place and probably play Stardew Valley together. I'm so excited. And I have not read much. I do have some reading updates actually. So if you've been watching my vlog so far for the Magical Readathon, I have been listening to The Dream Hotel by Layla Lalami since the beginning of the month. I finally finished it yesterday. So, I mean, I don't really have any thoughts that are different from my thoughts in my other vlogs, but if you haven't seen my other vlogs, quick thoughts. I mean, first of all, this is a dystopian sci-fi following this like not too distant future where we have the technology to track people's dreams, and by analyzing people's dreams we are able to tell if someone is likely to like be about to commit a crime. And so these people are detained for their own safety and for the safety of others. And so we're following this one woman, Sara, who is detained because the government thinks she is a threat to her husband, even though she loves her husband and she doesn't think she would ever hurt him, but she is detained. Oh my god, there's a dog. Oh, look at that dog. Get a load of that dog. Oh my god, he's so cute. Okay, anyways. But yeah, so we're following her and this group of women at this detention center, and all of them, once they're like admitted into the center, they're told they'll be let go in 3 weeks, and then of course that never happens because they end up breaking the rules all the time. These rules that the people running the center just kind of keep making up and making it harder for these women to follow the rules. So kind of reminiscent of things going on today. So it was I definitely liked the premise much more than the execution. I thought, now the audiobook was almost 12 hours and I was like, this book is so long, it doesn't need to be so long. Imagine my surprise when I went to like log this book is finished on Goodreads and I saw it was only like 330 pages. So I don't know why the audiobook was so long, but this book felt it felt like it was close to 500 pages. Like I cannot believe this was only like 330 pages. So I don't know, it just felt kind of drawn out. There was one thing that like we randomly got someone else's perspective in the book, and I don't know if it's a me problem, but I just did not understand. Like I get it, but I don't really get why. Anyways, I don't know. And then the ending was very anticlimactic for me. I don't know. So I ended up giving it 3.5 because I did enjoy it and I really loved the premise. I just thought the execution could be a bit better, but I still recommend this book because I do think this topic is very timely, and like this doesn't seem like something that is impossible to happen, you know? So I finally finished that. That was for I think it was lore, for the prompt to read a dystopian or utopian, and obviously this was a dystopian. So finally finished that, and then I am still reading Jane Austen's Bookshelf by Rebecca Romney. This is for the prompt to get 5 5-star books from someone and read one of them, but I kind of tweaked that and I just chose a book I know people have given 5 stars to because I need to read this for another video that I've been working on forever, and I'm just gonna keep mentioning it in every video until it's done, but it's almost done. So I'm not super far into this still. I am on page 52, but so far I'm really liking it. I really like the author's voice. So far I've only learned about one of these women writers that were on Jane Austen's bookshelf, but I find it really interesting, so I am definitely excited to continue this. I also need to talk about the other night we went to an author event with Amal el-mohtar, who co-wrote This Is How You Lose a Time War. She wrote The River Has Roots, and she has a new release which is Seasons of Glass and Iron, which is a collection of short stories, and it was so I can't even express how amazing it was to hear her talk. She's just so incredibly intelligent and like so personable, so likable. I loved it so much. I had such a great time. It was just so fun. I felt like a better person being in her presence. She was just so interesting. And so if ever you have a chance to go hear Amal el-mohtar talk, like definitely highly recommend. I just thought she was incredible. Like, I was kind of blown away. So I did end up getting Seasons of Glass and Iron, and she signed it. I also got my other books by her signed, but that was just such like a lovely event. And it was at the bookstore Joie de Livre, which is a newish. I mean, I think they opened last year, or maybe it was 2024 in Montreal, and it's been attracting a lot of like pretty big authors. I went also earlier this year to see Amani Eriu, the author of Heavenly Bodies. So I'm hoping they keep getting these big authors that I'm interested in because it's really such a cute bookstore, and I've only been there for author events, so I would really love to go when it's just a normal day and walk around and stuff. So yeah, so that was really fun, and I think those are all my updates aside from me just being kind of depressed yesterday, but I think we're doing okay today. So my friend should be coming here soon to pick me up, and then we're gonna go for brunch. I'm gonna give her her birthday present. Hopefully hopefully she likes it. But yeah, so I was gonna say thank you for being patient with me, but like you haven't noticed. Like, you don't know when I started this vlog. I could have easily lied, but anyways, I'm just figuring. I feel like I'm just in a period where I'm just like really figuring out what I like and what I like doing, and I don't know, I'm just figuring it out. You know, I feel like that's normal for your late 20s. Anyways, rambling over. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this vlog, whatever it turns out to be, and I'll see you guys soon. Hello, I am currently waiting for my water to boil because we are making Annie's mac and cheese today. That's just the vibe of the day. So today it is Wednesday. It's been a few days since I updated, and if it isn't clear by now, I am definitely combining 2 weeks into this vlog because today's Wednesday and I definitely don't have enough for one vlog up until this point. Oh my god. I just realized you haven't seen my glasses yet. Look at them. I really love them. They definitely take some getting used to because now I'm wearing the right prescription, and yesterday I had a big headache because my eyes were like, what the heck is that? Oh my god, is my water boiling? Okay, we're almost there. I have to catch you up a bit on the past few days. I think I updated, what was it, Saturday maybe? Friday? I don't remember. There's a squirrel outside. So like I said, it's Wednesday. I do have a few reading updates. I am still reading Jane Austen's bookshelf. That is definitely taking me longer than I would like, but because it's nonfiction, I find I always read nonfiction slower than fiction because I'm like trying to absorb all the facts, you know, but I'm really enjoying it. I've definitely already added some books to my TBR, so that's not great. So I've gone through 2 of the authors. I'm now on Charlotte. What is her last name? I can't remember, but I think there's 2 Charlottes, so I'm on the first one. But I did start a new audiobook, and this is, I can't remember the class that this is for, but the prompt was to read a book with a temperature word in the title. And for that I am reading Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kamaguchi, I believe is the author. I'll put a picture here as usual. So I feel like everybody knows what this book is about because it's so popular and it has been circulating booktube, book talk, all the bookish social media sites for years now. I think it was published in English in 2020, so it's been around a while. And I'm finally getting to it. Honestly, it wasn't really anything that I was super wanting to read, but it definitely was on my radar that like if ever I was gonna read it eventually, I wouldn't mind reading it, but it wasn't like at the top of my list, you know? Okay, the water is boiling, so you're gonna watch me. You're gonna watch me do this. But yes, so I started Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I am now like 60% of the way through because I started it on Monday, actually on my way to get my glasses. And then I listened to quite a bit of it today. So, and also it's not a very long audiobook. Whee! Oh, timer, oh. Okay, so, wow, I'm so bad at multitasking. Yes. I'm like 60% of the way through. It's split up into different stories. So it's not exactly like, what was that book I read? It's not exactly like Hot Chocolate on Tuesday because that was more like a short story collection that were like vaguely linked, but these like are, I mean, it's following different characters in each story. I guess it's kind of similar, but essentially, if you don't know the plot, it takes place in this cafe in Tokyo. I think it's Tokyo. And this is a magical cafe because it allows people to travel back in time, but there's a bunch of rules they have to follow. The main rule is that you have to come back before your coffee gets cold. So as soon as they pour the coffee, you go back in time and you have to finish it before it gets cold or else you're stuck basically as a ghost. That's not good. So yeah, there's a bunch of other rules too, like no matter what you do in the past, you have to stay in the cafe. You can only interact with people who have visited the cafe, and no matter what you do, it won't change what's happening in the present. So it's really for people to kind of get some type of closure or say what they weren't brave enough to say to someone or something like that. So I have read 2 of the stories and I'm now like halfway through the 3rd probably. The first story, and I have to say, I mean, first of all, like I don't want to compare this too much to Hot Chocolate on Thursday, but it is like translated Japanese fiction, healing fiction that takes place in a cafe. So it's hard not to compare them, but I'm definitely enjoying this much more than Hot Chocolate on Thursday because this book actually feels like has a plot. And I feel like I'm getting to know these characters because they do show up in each other's stories instead of only getting like 10 pages of each character's story in Hot Chocolate on Tuesday. So far we read The Lovers. That was the first story. That one was fine. I enjoyed it. The second one was The Husband and Wife. That one was sad. I haven't cried yet, but I have been told I might cry. And then the third one is also very sad. It's the sisters. If I think about it too much, I'll definitely cry. So I choose not to. So I'm definitely enjoying that. I mean, enjoying it as much as you can because it's sad. But I am liking it more than Hot Chocolate on Thursday. And since it's a quick audiobook, I don't think it'll take me too long to get through that. So those are my reading updates. Do I have any life updates aside from getting my glasses? Not really. Well, I mean, there are some things going on kind of behind the scenes in my life right now. I don't really want to talk about it because I don't want to jinx anything. So that, I do have things going on. I'm just not going to talk about it. And I know that's super annoying when people do that. But also, like, most of the people who watch my videos are my friends. So you probably already know But anyways, I'm gonna keep it to myself. And also I don't want to jinx anything. So I've been just like feeling kind of stressed because I am not good in situations that I can't control, which is most situations. But I am not very good at letting go of control and like being patient and waiting for things to happen. So yeah, I'm kind of going through a bit of a stressful time, but it's fine. It'll all work out. I just keep telling myself that. So yeah, so I think that's really everything I needed to tell you. I've been working, work's been fine. I work tomorrow and then I have my weekend. Saturday is actually going to be really fun because it is indie bookstore day and my bestie and I are going to do our own little indie book crawl and I'm very excited for that. So I will definitely bring you along for that. But yeah, those are my reading updates. Nothing super exciting, but we're getting through some books. Tonight, I am just gonna relax, probably play Stardew, and hopefully read a bit. My eyes are finally feeling pretty adjusted to these glasses, so I feel like I can read with my eyeballs without wanting to throw up. So that's the update. I'm gonna keep making this mac and cheese and just relax for the rest of the evening. It is Sunday now. I think I updated, when was it? Was it last Wednesday? I think so. Last Wednesday or Thursday. Things have just been like, things have been happening. I've barely been reading, honestly, these past few days. There's been a lot going on behind the scenes. I think very exciting, a little scary, but also like nothing is set in stone yet, nothing is confirmed, so I don't want to talk about it yet, but oh my god. A lot of things have been happening, so I will talk about it in due time, hopefully, but yes. It's just been a crazy past few days. So I have listened to more of Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I am now on the last story, I think. I'm like 80% through, so I'm pretty sure it's the last story. And I have a feeling I know where it's gonna go and I'm not looking forward to it. So I'm still really enjoying this book. It's not like a favorite or anything, but I do feel connected to these characters. I like seeing them pop up in each other's stories, so I am enjoying it. I have read a bit more of Jane Austen's bookshelf, but like I'm really just not in the nonfiction mood right now, even though I am really enjoying it and like I'm really enjoying learning about these women. But I mean honestly, I don't think I'm in the best reading mood in general because there's this there's a lot going on, there's a lot on my mind, so I don't really have many updates in terms of that. But I do have a book haul to share with you because yesterday was indie bookstore day and my bestie and I, well, I should say my bestie planned this whole day for us. She figured out a trajectory. I mean, we did have to edit it a little bit, but we had a great day just driving around. Her driving, not me. She was my chauffeur as always. And we went to, I think, 6 different bookstores yesterday. And it was a really fun day. It was very tiring, but most of the bookstores we went to were doing like something fun for indie bookstore day, so it was just a really fun experience. And there were quite a few that I had never been to before. That was really fun. And if you follow me on Instagram, I did post my journey on my stories of each bookstore we went to. They're all bookstores in Montreal, so if you're in the area, highly recommend. But yeah, so I'm gonna show you guys the books that I got. I'm not gonna go too into detail about what each book is about because there's quite a few of them. So the first book is Myrtle, Volume 1, 100 Elementary to Impossible Mysteries to Solve Using Logic, Skill, and the Power of Deduction by G.T. Carber, I guess. This is a like puzzle book. I think there's a lot of like logic puzzles in here, like stuff like this. You have to solve a mystery, and I've seen a lot of people get these books and I just really want to try it. It sounds like something really fun to do, so I might try to do a couple puzzles tonight. I don't know, it just seems like a very cozy activity, so I really wanted to get it. But yeah, now I have it. And then I also got, this is one of the free books I got. I got a few free books because I made a purchase, so I was able to take a free book. So this one I had never heard of. It is called Bees in June by Elizabeth, is it Bass or Bass Parman? Never heard of it. I think it came out last September. It says, Uncle Dixon always told Rennie to tell the bees everything, but somewhere along the way, Rennie forgot. Now with her life at its lowest, she begins to see the bees in a new light. Will she believe again in the magic of the hives, and will she listen as the bees try to guide her home? I don't know. I think it's like a historical, it looks like it would be a romance, but I think it's historical. I don't know if there's any romance in it, but I love bees, and apparently this is about grief. And I love books about grief, so I decided to try it out. Also, this cover is very pretty and it's purple, so why not? Then I got, this was one of the books. I had like 2 books in mind that I wanted to for sure buy yesterday, and this was one of them. It is Cleo Dang Would Rather Be Dead by Mei Nguyen. And this I think is also about grief. Yeah, death is hard, living is harder, Cleo Dang would know. Yeah, I am quite sure it is about her and her best friend. Yes, her and her best friend find out they're pregnant at the same time, and they're like ecstatic about it. They're so excited. They end up going into labor around the same time, but her best friend has her baby, but Cleo does not. Something goes very wrong, and so Cleo deals with the grief of that afterwards, and kind of the collapse of this life that she thought she would have and that she'd get to share with her best friend, raising their kids together. So sounds really sad and right up my alley. This one is an ARC, but I'm pretty sure the book is out. Yeah, it came out in March, but I got this for free, and it is All the World Can Hold by Jung Yun. And if I remember right, okay, yeah, it's a few days after 9/11. There's a few couples on a cruise, or there's a few different characters on this cruise, and then somehow their lives kind of intersects. All the World Can Hold beautifully explores how we balance our needs and our wants, as well as the regrets we live with and the chances to set them right. It's also a moving reminder that interpersonal dramas don't cease, even as more dire ones play out in the larger world. That sounds like it could be very timely, and I don't know, it just sounds really good. So I decided to grab this. Then this book I've been eyeing for a little bit because, I mean, the cover is very cute, but the tagline of this book really intrigues me. It is called A Widow's Charm by Caitlin Paxson, and this is the tagline. It says, in this rollicking fantasy romance, a widow attempts to resurrect her dead husband by blackmailing her rakish necromancer neighbor, only to find herself falling for him instead. Like, that just sounds so fun. Also, this is so floppy. So yeah, also the cover, I'm sorry about the sun. This is the best we could do. But this cover is very cute, so I had to grab that. Then, I mean, I had to jump on the hype train at some point. I got Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinneman. I think everybody knows what this is. I have been so nervous to try this series because I know everyone says it's so funny and it's not just for dude bros, but it just sounds like the humor in this is not gonna be for me. It sounds like it's gonna be very similar to, what is that book called? How to Kill the Dark Lord. No, How to Become the Dark Lord or Die Trying. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about. It sounds like it's gonna be similar to that, and I really did not like that book. I had to DNF it. The humor in that book was just not for me at all, and I have a feeling this is gonna be like that. Maybe I'm wrong. If you've read both of them, let me know. But all I know is that it's science fiction. This guy named Carl and his cat, or his girlfriend's cat or something, they go into this like lit RPG world in a dungeon. I don't know. We're gonna try it. We'll see how it goes. This next book, surprise, surprise, it's about grief. But this is Ghostfish by Stuart Pennebaker, and I believe this reminds me a bit of Astonishing Color of After, which I still have not read. It's one of the books that's been on my TBR the longest, but it is about this girl whose sister recently died and she believes her sister has turned into a fish, and that just sounds great. I love reading books about grief. We all know this. So also this cover is very cute. So I'm very excited about this one. This is another ARC that I got because at one of the bookstores they had this spinner wheel and you could spin it and then you won whatever you landed on, and I got an ARC. So I chose The First House by Avni Doshi, and this was, I was reading the synopsis and I was like, this just sounds very odd, very like surreal. This little quote at the top says, when my husband comes into the bedroom we have shared for 13 years and tells me he doesn't want to be married anymore, I reach for my neck. My head is missing. Is that not intriguing? I don't know. So this cover also very much intrigued me. So I'm interested to see what this is all about. This comes out, it's either in November, it's either November 10th or October 11th. November, that's when it's coming out. And then I got this book, which I've been eyeing for a while, and I finally decided to just get it. I got The Safekeep by Yael van der Wouden. This was, oh yeah, it won the Women's Prize for Fiction last year, and it was shortlisted for the Booker Prize. So a very acclaimed book. And do I remember what it's about? 15 years after the Second World War. I believe it takes place in the Netherlands, and it sounds like it would be a good summer read because it says, in the sweltering heat of summer, Isabel's desperate need for control reaches a boiling point, and what happens between the two women leads to a revelation that threatens all she's ever known. So yeah, I think this character's brother is like, hey, can you host my girlfriend for an undetermined amount of time? Thanks. And then they go head to head or something. I don't know. I've heard good things, so that's all I know. And then finally, honestly, is this the best book I got? I don't know. But when I saw this, I just had to get it. It is the French edition of The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy, which I read in, was that January or February? And I loved it so much. It stole my heart. And I saw this cover, like, look at this. So in French it's La Ballade Funèbre de Heart and Mercy, Heart et Mercy, and oh my god. Like, look at them. Look at them. The dog is there. Oh my god. It is so... I had to get it. I simply had to. And like, I can read French, so maybe I'll try reading this in French. Oh my god, I just opened up a really sweet scene. Not me blushing all over again. Stop. They're so cute. J'attends que vous fassiez un truc stupide. De toute sa vie, Mercy n'avait jamais fait l'expérience d'un baiser si bon qu'elle avait du mal à tenir debout. Okay, I think I need to read this. So yes, very happy. I'm so happy to have this, and I can't wait to display it for the world to see, because it's just, oh my god, it's so cute. So those are all the books that I got yesterday. It was such a fun day. I'd like to thank my bestie for driving us around all day. She's a real one, and also for planning the whole day. Did I contribute anything? Not really, but I was there for the vibes, you know? So yeah, so that was my day yesterday, and then today I worked, and now here we are. I guess I'll continue this vlog until the end of April, which is on Thursday. So yeah, I'm gonna go, and I might actually try my Myrtle book. There she is. So I think I might try this, and I guess play Stardew Valley also. And yeah, just have a cozy night. There you go. I hope everyone had a great indie bookstore day and bought some books. Let me know which books you bought on indie bookstore day. It's not the end of the video, but I can ask questions now. So yeah, I'll see you guys later, I guess.